So we're checking out Leetcode. So I'm going to start by making this series about solving easy questions and then working my way up. So I'm a self-taught developer, so it's not like I gotta do some crazy shit. Okay, let's try signing in. Do I need to sign in and make it a freaking account? I hope not. Okay, let's try this. Do I have a password? Nice, I'm in. Okay, so I have an account. I just have 0 fires. Problem list. All right, let's go to the problem list. I have no idea how to do this. Choosing between this and Algo Expert. So let's try difficulty. Let's go difficulty easy. Let's start off with 2-sum, everyone's favorite. Let's reset it. Okay. So there's a bunch of garbage here. I can delete this. So let me swap to my face. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna attempt to solve this problem. And the way I want to approach it is, first I'm gonna try what I call the brute force method. So I'm just gonna try and force my way to solving this problem. I don't give a shit how it's done. I just want to get from not solved to solved. I don't care about the techniques. I don't care about using a handing window or a freaking DFS or whatever the hell. I'm just going to try and solve it using a for loop or whatever the hell is the easiest way. I don't care about time complexity. I don't care about space complexity. Like, it's just simply what it is. Okay? So I'm going to take a look. Oh, this music's so loud in the back. I'll lower that. Gotta create the ambiance with this like background drop music. Okay, so 2-sum definition: self sums target nums. Target. Okay. So how do I go about solving this? Okay, so given an array. Let's try reading it. So given an array of integers nums, return the indices of 2 numbers such that they add up to the target. Okay. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution. You may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. Okay. What if I sort it? So what if I go nums dot sort? Then I want to go. It's been a while since I used Python, so let's take a look at this target. So if I go for let's see if I could go. Let's just do double for loop. It's the easiest one, and I know for sure it's gonna work. So let's sort this thing for. How do you do a for loop again in Python? So for loop in Python, I've been using Golang, that's why. So let's take a look at this. For loops in Python, boom. For X in banana, for Y in fruits. Okay, so it's kind of like a for each loop. So in range, 0 to thing. Okay, so I go for n for number. So let's say num1 in range 0 to len. And Pythons are I think the loop is not inclusive, so you could just put len nums. Save the local update. Okay, cool. Do I need to do a colon? Wait, let me check this again. Do I need to do a colon? Yeah, you gotta do a colon. Okay. So then I go for num2 in range So this one's gonna go, I want it to go one less. So it's gonna be from 0 to, let's think it out. So it's gonna be from 0 to the end. So I don't want to go all the way to the end. I want to find the number. I need to find a pair of numbers. So what I gotta do is start at 0, go to the end. Okay. I'm gonna start at 1 here, and then I'm gonna go to the end. So I'm not gonna go to the end for the first one. So I'm gonna go 1 minus the end. Right? So I'm gonna go -1. Range 1. Now I'm gonna go 1 shifted to the end. Or I could just leave it to the end on this, and I go -1, so it doesn't go all the way. It's been a while since I used Python, that's why I'm so rusty. So basically you're getting to learn it from scratch with me again. So it's gonna be num1. And this takes the actual value, it doesn't take the index. So what I want to do is, how do I do it by index? So for loop by index. For x in xs. Gonna just add in enumerate. Okay, I don't like the way that is. Let's find the easier way. While item interaction conclusion. This is gonna be the longest thing for toSum that I've ever done. Okay, let's just close that. Let's take a look. Num1. Let's just try and solve it first. So num1 0. I find the 2 indexes. So it's gonna be nums. Oh, and there's probably something to find index in Python. So I can go index of thing or index of thing. So it'll be return indices of the 2 numbers that add up. So I can go num1 plus, oh no, if num1 plus, I have to put it in brackets. Oh my gosh, Golang has messed me up severely. If statement in Python, because in Golang you don't put brackets. So do you have to do it for here? Oh, you don't have to do it here either. Okay, so it's basically exactly like Golang. So if I go num1 plus num2 equals, I'm gonna put targets, return, how do I find index? Animals index. The only thing is, if you have duplicate numbers, does this have duplicate numbers? Oh wait, why did I open Leetcode? Does this have duplicate numbers? I guess let's see. Sure. Numbers add up. I have exactly 1 solution. You may not use the same element twice. Okay. 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. So if I go return the pair. Num.index. Okay, num.index. Num1. Okay, so I have to put an AND clause, so. And then it'll be AND. So the index of num1 and index of num2. Look, I'm just solving on the fly. That's how I'm gonna do this. So otherwise, it's just gonna take forever to learn from scratch and do it again. So nums index, and I guess as I relearned Python again with you guys, I'll just look at the solutions and then I'll get even more proficient at Python as we go, so I can solve this stuff faster. Once again, I'm not much better than the average algo solver. I'm kind of new to this myself. I can only do easy and mediums, so we're gonna go on this journey together, and hopefully we can solve some hard ones too on the fly. So how do I add conditional? So AND statement in if Python logical equivalent of AND. Okay, use AND instead of thing. Okay, so you just go to Stack Overflow, you type this shit in, and it pretty much does it for you. So all I have to do is this AND. What am I doing? Okay, so and for num 0, num 1. Auto increments. It's not like a while loop where you have to do it yourself. So it's going to be nums index Okay, let's try running it. LOL, so target equals 9. Output expected 0, 1, okay. On answer, test case. Do we have to see the work and why? Okay, so 4, and then 4. So 1 goes from 0 all the way to the end. 1 goes from 1 all the way to the end minus 1. Okay, it's the end minus 1. And let's go this one to the end. So it's like boom, 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 all the way to the end. Or we could just run it, yeah, from 1 all the way to the end, 0 all the way to the end. Else, continue. Let's try that. What if I don't sort it? Wrong. Can you come up and the algorithm is less than O n squared? Complexity. I could, but first I want to try it with this. Given an array of integers. Given an array of integers, boom, return to sum. So for num1 in range thing, for num2 in range for loop with index. Oops. So if num1 plus num2 equals target, well, we can go 0 to thing. Let's try that. What am I trying to do here? It's been a while since I've done these questions. Most of it's because I haven't used Python in a long time. Okay, so num1, num2, range 0. So num1's going to be added to everything here if so first let's create a new statement. If num, if index, if nums dot index num2. Equals nums index nums dot index num1 continue. Else. Now we go into if num1 plus num2 equals target. Return nums dot index. Here's my laundry machine going. So num1 nums index num2 Let's try running that. What's wrong with this? It's saying 0 is not in the list. If it can be the same number, it just doesn't have to be the same index. So if num1 is there a syntactical error with this? Why is it not doing this? Okay. I could do it in JS. There's got to be a way to solve this thing. Two sums num self target, num1 0 to range and length, len. Look how many times I'm looking up for loop Python. This is so bad. We'll get better over time, guys. For I in S. Oh, because I'm going in range 0 to thing. Oh. Okay. So what I did here is, if you go in range 0 to thing, you're actually doing the so you're doing val is going to be nums num. So this is going to be, this is the actual index, and this is the, so I don't have to do nums index. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. This is another Python issue I have to work on, but we'll just do it this way. So it's going to be val1 equals num1. You see why I did that? Because I'm going in range 0 to length. So I'm going in range of the indexes. You see what I'm saying? So if num1 equals num2, then you don't do anything. That's when you skip. So this is going to be val1. I'm going to put that here. Then I can do val2 equals num2. And then if I can just do this, if num1 equals num2, so that's the same index, then I continue. Otherwise, I get the sum here. Because right now I'm just traversing indexes. So I can go sum is equal to val1 plus val2. And you see now this will give me value. So if sum equals target, then I just put num1, num2. I was thinking that num was already what it was, but that was the actual index. If you just do if you do x in nums, then it just goes numbers. Then you have to actually count for the index. But if you go num in range, you're looking at the range from index 0 to the end. So this should fix it now. See? This fixes it. So basically what my misunderstanding was, is because I haven't used Python in a while, it's like the range goes from, I was thinking of the num as the actual value, and each index was that value changing. But that's actually what happens if you go num in nums. So for example, if I was to go here, let's type it at the bottom, before num in nums. So if you look at the side here, if this, or let me go underneath, I'll put this on the side. If there's an array 1, 2, 3, for num and nums, it's going to go 1, 2, 3. It's actually going to traverse the values. For what I've done above, it's traversing the range. So it's going 0, 1, 2. And at the point 0, the value is 1. At the point 1, the value is 2. At the point 2, the value is 3. So that's why I have to go val1 nums num1. Because for nums, I'm looking at the actual array, so I'm going nums num1, and it's 0. So it's going to be value 1. I have to do the same thing for value 2 because I'm using 2 loops. So then I sum those values together. But I also got to make sure that according to the instructions, you can't use the same number. So they have to be 2 distinct indices. So basically what I'm saying here is, if this index is the same as this index, so if num1 is the same as num2, continue. Continue on this inner loop. So I keep the original number, and now I go, if I'm 0, 0, I go 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. And it's going to be 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Skip 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, all the way to the end. So if you look at that, now that I've run this, everything passes. and I can submit it. And it's going to be O of n squared because I have two loops and it has to go through each loop. You're basically looking at a time complexity of O of n squared. We're looking at space complexity of O of 1 because we're only storing the vowels, which is here, and the nums, and maybe the sum. But that's like 3 times O of 1, which is 3, which you basically round down to O of 1. For space complexity, I have to go through this whole array, right? And then I have to go for every embedded array, I have to go the whole array again. So it's like n times n, which is n squared, O of n squared, right? Because it's the same array. We're not using two different ones, so it's not going to be O of n times n. It's going to be O of n squared, worst case scenario. So this is a brute force approach to solving the problem. I also relearned how to do for loops in Python, so I hope you guys had fun with this. I'll be back with more content. So what I plan to do for the future ones, and I might just do one for this after, is I'm going to try and do a brute force method, and I'm going to try and, if I can, solve it in a more effective manner. So let's see if I can reduce the time complexity in the next video. Thank you.